Arti, thank you to talk with Motor India. We are at Busworld India Conclave 2026. How do you think such conferences and events would add more to the bus ecosystem?
Right. Thank you so much for having me here speaking about this. It's a pleasure to be at Busworld India. It's a premier platform which
Yeah.
brings together all the stakeholders focused in the bus world, right? So you have policymakers, you have OEMs that we represent, you have stakeholders who are building platforms for financing as well as mobility as a service providers. And amongst, to be amongst these stakeholders means a lot for us as we are a startup building electric buses.
Now, as Newton Auto, please tell us more about your offerings, your products, and how are you trying to aim, kind of make the whole bus community like an aspirational for the people to commute.
Yeah, I mean, I'll segue from the word aspirational. We
Okay.
truly believe that we want to make bus travel aspirational for all.
Sure.
So we have built into our bus a superior ride quality. And one is we are seeing the growth of GCCs, that
Correct.
is Global Capability Centers, wherein you are offering fantastic office spaces for the top talent in India. You're even attracting global talent. So, what remains is to give them a clean ride, a safe ride, and with a superior ride quality. So, our segment currently, what we're focusing on is the 9-meter segment, wherein we also have the 9-meter city bus, we have the 9-meter staff or employee transport buses, short route buses,
Okay.
and school buses.
And which are the regions or markets you are strong in currently?
So currently, we are based out of Pune,
Okay.
and we are looking at Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, and maybe a couple places in the north. But again, it is the ones where they are also focused on these aspects. So, which is the growth of global capability centers.
Got it. And with respect to making buses more affordable, viable,
Right.
what is your overall thought process of how we can make it more affordable? Of course, government will have its own policies, whether they incentivize the buses. There is also push on infra. But what do you think in terms of technology and the capabilities that we build as an OEM would make the buses more affordable and the operators would be feeling it more viable to run it?
Right. So I come from Pune, and there is a scientist, Dr. Marshalkar,
Okay.
who I have the benefit of having him in the city, and I recently read his book, and which talks about more for less for more.
Oh,
That
okay.
is that what we are in whatever we intend to do, we build the purpose into it, that you build more features into it for less,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
for more. So I mean, for me, it just spoke to me directly. That's what
Correct.
we're trying to do.
Correct.
When we say that let's focus on building for this kind of population,
Correct.
or any geography which has this kind of density,
Sure.
and we cannot compromise on the climate change.
True.
So definitely climate focus, so green mobility.
Yeah.
And we have a monocoque structure, so we
Yeah.
also have the flexibility to move into different propulsion agnostic, but we're looking at green propulsion.
Yeah.
So we're looking at hydrogen fuel cell for intercity transport.
And are you also looking at the PPP model, working with the PMPL or
Yes.
the other state governments or city corporations?
Definitely. So we have the city bus offering, and we are looking at it
Okay.
very closely, and we will be participating soon.
And when are you manufacturing? Where is your setup?
Our setup is in Pune,
Okay.
and we have established right now a capacity of 1,200 units, and simultaneously we have also planning on a 5,000 unit plant,
And-
all in Pune at the moment.
Including the battery, sourcing and battery
So we are
assembly?
indigenously built,
Okay.
but we have an ecosystem of suppliers in Maharashtra and neighboring states.
And in terms of helping the operators with the viability and the uptime,
Yeah.
how are you helping them or hand-holding them for charging infra?
Oh, there is a lot of hand holding.
Yeah.
One of the things that I say, I'm not the elder sister in the family, but it's an eldest sister syndrome,
Correct.
where she had to go and get all the permissions.
True.
And it's the younger sister who gets away. Now I have to do that role.
Oh, okay.
It is about hand holding. It is about building the infrastructure. And I think once we do that, once we set it in place, I think we, as India, we can really grow
And
very
have you
fast.
done that already? Can
We've
you give us
already
some
done.
examples?
So
from the
there's a
success
lot
case
of hands.
studies?
In Dakshin Karnataka, we've done that with private bus operators. And I think it's an ongoing process, because to build confidence in themselves being able to apply. And in fact, in this session as well, there was a whole lot of talk about the smaller private bus operators and how they need this kind of support, because you have large aggregators, you have mobility as a service providers, but what about the smaller private bus operators who are providing fantastic service? And I mean, if you want to make the shift to green mobility, it is capex heavy. So we need to build it to show them that the delta between the fuel cost and the input electricity cost, how can you benefit from it? And so this needs a lot of hand holding, building awareness, walking along with them.
And as Newton Auto, what is your promise to the operators in terms of uptime, service network, workshops?
So we have service built into our design. Our DNA is service is built within the system. Apart from that, we do give them the comfort that the service will be catered to their needs. So it depends on the service that they are providing. If it is city bus service or staff or school, the requirement and the wear and tear is different. We have incorporated onboard diagnostics to enable predictive maintenance. We also handhold them with the data that we build into it, and how can we innovate on the data for improvising on the product. So it's not just it's not just predictive maintenance, that is diagnostics, but this is getting into more of prognostics. So yeah.
Wonderful. And if you have to pinpoint, say, one change that you would like to bring in and scale the faster adoption of the electric buses in the whole ecosystem, what would that one change be as an OEM that can benefit you?
I mean, we need to equip ourselves to scale up. Someone said 3x, but actually the number is 10x. And if we have to do that, then production-wise as well as market. I mean, right now it is a demand surplus market. But what's stopping us? I think there has to be some production enablers for us as well, and innovation enablers, and to reach the market, what are the ways that we can enable this to happen so that scale is but natural.
Got it. Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, Aarti.
Thanks so much.
Really pleasure that you are here and we were able to make this conversation happen.